Alright, so, you want to know what the NEP is about, or Lenin's new economic policy is all about? Well, you come to the right guy. I know all about it. So, you may be wondering, what is the NEP? Well, more or less, it's the only thing that communist Russia ever got right. More or less. It's the only thing that they ever did smart. Because they took the best of both worlds. See, because Lenin's new economic policy, you should be on board with it because peasants were no longer forced to grow a bunch of food. And businesses could now make their own private profit instead of giving all their money to the government. Farmers had to grow quotas, but once they were done, they could grow as much as they want and then sell it all for profit. And of course, living conditions improved. So as you can say, I would not only, so let's say that I have extra grain. I have all this extra grain here that I can sell for profit. And you know what profit is? Profit is money. And when I get money, I feel a lot more happier about myself. I like money, okay? And I bet you guys all do too. So that's why I also showed you what the other guys' plans would be like. Yeah, next slide. See, look, the Bolshevik policy of communism and Stalin's 5-year plan are horribly bad. See, because the Bolsheviks' policy of communism, there were no incentives to grow food. So then famine will occur. Their industry would plummet, workers' pays dropped, inflation went way up, and money was practically worthless. And inside of Stalin's 5-year plans, he took over all the farms and factories, but less was produced. So in turn, again, famine had the government take over every single piece of land. But farmers protested, and then he went off and was like, I'm just going to go kill them because they were protesting against me. I'm the big head honcho. I get to say the rules, so I'm going to go kill them. But, you know, killing off your people, that makes people not really like you. There was less goods to buy and sell, so that means that the economy stunk. And unrealistic quotas were set, so in turn, people weren't making enough food, so then there was famine. People weren't making enough stuff, so there was not enough stuff to be sold. And living conditions stunk as well. Now, the thing about that is that, do you want any of that? I don't think you do. I don't think you would. Would I want it? No, I do not. And that's why the NEP is practically the best. And see, why is it the best choice? Because here's in Lenin's new economic policy. The peasants were no longer forced to grow grain. Businesses had private profit. Farmers grew their quotas and then they would sell the rest of their stuff for profit. Their living conditions improved. Capitalism was allowed. Yay, capitalism. They made capitalism, though, to help the poorest the most, and you can make more money. Who doesn't want to make more money? But if you didn't have the NEP, you'd have less food. Your living would be worse. Your pay would be less. All of your goods would be stolen by the government. No capitalism. Everyone is sad about that. Forced labor, famine, and very terrible living conditions. And as you can see, this is probably why, unfortunately though, but more people should do it though. See, this is people and pictures of people underneath Lenin's new economic policy. This is what people who grew food would get. If you grew a lot of food, you'd be left with 1 ton plus cash, and you'd sell 4 tons of it. They'd take about 50% of it, and overall they'd grow 10 tons, because also from people who had smaller farms, they were left with 1/2 of a ton. The government takes 50% of their 1 ton that they have grown. And this is a picture of Lenin being supported by all these lovely people because he made smart decisions. How though? With people underneath the Bolshevik policy of communism and Stalin's 5-year plan. See, look at all these people. They're all crammed into one tiny little house. And they don't look all that happy. and they don't look all that nourished at all either. And here's some people who are being saved by Americans because they didn't get enough food. So, as you can obviously tell, this is the best one to do. Stop it. Stop the video.